Hello, this is a follow-up video to my Vizio television review that I covered most of the image quality aspects of it and the smart television aspects of it, but I did not cover how the USB stick works, and that's what we're doing here. So now if your TV is on and you have not plugged in your USB stick, this is what happens when you plug in your USB stick with the TV already on. So there's a pop-up with the USB media detected. Do you want to browse content? Click yes. You'll go in and it'll show you the name of your USB stick. Now if you had the USB stick in already and then you turned on your television, you can click the V button on your remote, hover over multimedia and click OK, and that will bring you to the same spot. You can view either just your video files or you can view your video files and your folders. Clicking all, view all, shows just your video files. It doesn't really make sense, the wording like that. And you can sort your files in a number of ways. I do them A to Z. Now when you first highlight your USB stick, you'll notice you'll have that music, photo, and video, music, video, and photos. I don't have anything in music or photos. So this is all folders that are just in there by default because of my computer, but nothing is actually in there. So now we will sort these by, we'll alphabetize these. The first option is not a 4K video, it's 1080 by 1920, so this can be compressed in H.264 as I've listed, and you'll see it's a 24 frames per second video. When you first click OK after you highlight it, it gives you this little summary at the top. You have to click OK to see it in full screen. And in future clips, I'm going to just double tap OK, so I'm highlighting it, clicking OK, and then clicking OK again very quickly to just get it into full screen right away. And I'll come back to these video clips and show them again, zoomed in twice as much. So Asylum is 3840, which is in the 4K range, so as you see it is encoded in H.265, and it's an MP4 file. That green line was in the video at the beginning, so there we go. That was in the file. So 4K files have to be encoded in H.265, and they must be in either MP4 or MKV. Those are the only two file extensions for 4K, but you can get a bunch of other file formats if you're in just 1080 or 720. Fast and Furious, this is a 1080 image, so this is H.264. And you can see what H.264 1080 looks like as compared to 4K. It's kind of hard to tell the difference by way of looking at it through my camera. I am recording my television using my 4K Panasonic GH4. Gravity is not 4K, but it's greater than 1080. And it's H.264. So will it work? No, it won't, because H.264 is only good for up to 1080. So as you can see, that doesn't work, even though it's an MP4. How about this MP4 called Mobile? It's 38, whatever, but it's H.264, so it won't work. Here's the same thing, and it's an MKV file, so it's in the 4K range. It's a 4K size, so it has to be either MP4 or MKV, and it's an MP4. You know what, I think I actually converted that to H.265. So we saw the MKV file, here is the MP4 file. And again, that file name said ProRes, but it's not actually. It was originally a ProRes, and I converted it to H.265. I just did not change the file name properly. Here's something that I shot on my GH4, now being projected on my screen. I don't remember what my camera recorded at, but I converted it to H.265. And that was the MKV file. Here's the MP4 file of the exact same movie. Same file, same pixel size, 3840 by 2160, and still encoded at H.265. It's just a different container, MP4 rather than MKV. Here's something else I downloaded from the internet. It's an MP4 file, again 3840 by 2160, but it doesn't work because it's H.264. Okay. Here's the Suzy with its H.265, which I just did not rename the file properly. So it still says ProRes, but it was originally ProRes. I converted it to H.265 for the stick. And that was the MKV version. This is the MP4 version. So my file names are a bit confusing there. I apologize. And now we're going to look at the same clips that we showed, but my camera is zoomed in twice as much. I tried to physically bring the camera in to my television. I got it several inches away from the television, but there was this weird moire effect going on that just was all over the image, which is not there with my naked eye. It is even when I get right up close to it. So I didn't want to use that footage because that is a completely inaccurate example of what it looked like. So instead I opted for just zooming in on where my camera originally was from the television. But it still looks pretty darn good. Because since I shot this in 4K, I can go in twice as much, and I don't lose any quality on my camera side of things, because this video will be in 1080 when I put it to YouTube. So right now we're looking at the Fast and Furious, which was a 1080 film. This is that train thing that was shot in 4K. There's a definite level of sharpness that's there in the 4K that isn't in the 1080 image. Even though the 1080 image was from a blockbuster Hollywood film, and that 4K footage was some sample thing. And here's mine. You can see basically every pore in my skin shot in 4K. Every little hair on my eyebrow and eyelash. The veins in my eye. That's weird. And one of these is the MP4 version, and the other one is the MKV version. And this isn't the other thing I downloaded. Again, one of them will be the MP4 version, and the other will be the MKV version, both H.265 and in 3840 by 2160. Now here's some other files. Here's an AVI file, but look how small it is, 256 by 240. It's not supported. This is an MP4 file that's 1920 by 1080. So that works nice. This was something that I downloaded. And now here is Big Buck Bunny, which is 1080p and an AVI. And lo and behold, it works. This was an MPEG 4 video. That was the codec FMP4, whatever that means. This is a movie that you can download off the internet legally for free. I have not been able to find other files like MPEG or MPG files or Windows Media video files. I was looking for free videos that I could get that were legal to download, and I couldn't find them. But I have a feeling that people that have this TV probably won't be downloading those. I mean, that's not really the main type of file anymore anyway. So the fact that you can get MP4s and MOV containers, I think covers the majority of them. Just realize that you have a variety of formats like AVI and encoding like H.264, which is common, all the way up to 1080. Once you get into 2K, 3K files, you are looking at a limited choice. You are looking at containers that are either MP4 or MKV and compressed only in H.265. Thank you for watching.